Hello and welcome. I'm Barry. You're watching On the Spot. This is the show where we talk to lots of business people all over the country and locally, and even some overseas people. Many of you that are watching this will be aware that the station and our radio partner Power FM are broadcasting the Darling Downs Bush Bash, which is the local 2020 cricket. Now this year, and this is only the second year that this has happened, the entire broadcast, including the captain's draft the other night and the players' draft that's coming up, and all of the live broadcasts of the matches this year are being sponsored by an Australian company, Localsearch. Now today on the show I have the director of Localsearch. He's standing by on the Gold Coast now. Adam Boote, welcome to On the Spot. How are you today?
I'm really well, Barry. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Adam, tell me a little bit about Localsearch. What is Localsearch? What do you do? How do you do it?
What we do is quite simple, Barry. We take all this chaos that is created with the digital marketing world around how a small business should attack it, I suppose, and we try and kind of take all that chaos and bring the calm to it, where we do it all for the business and just hand back the results at the end of it, so they can get on with what they do best, which is working in or on their business, and that's pretty much and simply that's what we do and why we do it.
Okay, and the businesses that you're working with, what sort of businesses are they? Are they big businesses, small businesses? What sort of people come to you?
That's a really good question. I suppose, well, just like most businesses in Australia are small and medium-sized businesses. I think small business makes up nearly 97% of all businesses. So, we even have a large amount of smaller and medium-sized businesses that we work with. And that's kind of been the backbone of why we've been around for 25 plus years, is that we've always helped support those local businesses, whether they've got, a couple $100 to spend a year on marketing or a couple $100 a day to spend. We cater for all sizes. And then just with our sheer growth and the way that we've developed systems and processes, we're also quite comfortable handling larger firms. So, we work with O'Brien Auto Glass, and I've recently acquired a plumbing electrical arm of their business with 188 members, so we support those. So all businesses and all sizes. We really don't exclude anyone anymore. If there's a need to be found on the internet, then we're there to support those businesses.
Okay, and Adam, why does a company need, or a business, why do they need the sort of services that you provide?
That's another really good question. I mean, I think with marketing and advertising, if you can't be found, then it's really hard, because word of mouth's great, and it's still probably one of our biggest revenue generators when we look at all the marketing that we do. Is that if we do a great job for someone, they're quite happy to pass on the recommendation. But you've got to get those jobs in the first place, and you've got to have a consistent flow for most businesses of new business continuously coming through. So we're there to support businesses and make sure that their phones are ringing, that their emails are coming through, they're getting quotes, that they're out there, so that they can continue to grow, develop, expand, really to whatever size that they can dream of. So that's why someone would need a marketing service. And then on top of that, we've looked at, there is a lot of different marketing options out there, but we've really narrowed it down to what we feel are the most important for businesses. So being found locally through our own local search platform, being found on Google is obviously hugely important. So we partner very heavily with Google, and we put their badge alongside our own logo on every bit of marketing material that we'll put out in any marketplace. And there's sort of three parts to Google. There's ads at the top that you'll pay for. There's also Google My Business, which is the free listing that is found often on maps and often in the middle of a Google search result. And then there's the organic part underneath, where you'll need a website. So obviously we sell websites, and then you need to make sure that Google finds that website relevant enough to rank it for the product and service that you provide in your area. Obviously, social media has come along, and that's a huge part now as we do social. So that's sort of the 5 main pillars that we get into, Barry.
Yeah, terrific. Now, you've been in Localsearch for 25 years, did you say?
The company, I think we just had our 27th birthday. So obviously I haven't been, I'm not that old. So I haven't been with the business since the start.
Right.
You know, how I got involved is I worked in the UK 2012, 2013. I worked in a huge, digital agency over there. I came back from the UK and I sort of had my own dream to start up my own agency and deliver exceptional customer service, which I kind of felt was definitely lacking in the agency that I worked in London. Came back, I was actually open probably to working for somebody else, but I couldn't really find the right agency that had those core values that I definitely had. So I started my own agency, and it was called Local Web Experts area. We started it on the Gold Coast, and it quickly became... We got a lot of growth very fast. I developed a product which allowed us basically to sit behind like a web development firm or another marketing firm, and we would do the difficult stuff of managing Search Engine Optimisation, which is the organic ranking I spoke about earlier, managing Google Ads, and handing it back to them so it looked like to their customers that they were doing all the work. So we're kind of like taking a problem away from all these companies. I ran into the guys on Localsearch around 2016, and I seen that, why their company was large and had a lot of customers, they probably didn't have the digital products that I felt that they needed at the time. So we partnered with them in 2016, and by 2017, we'd realised that a lot of their customers really were wanting to take up these digital products. So at the end of 2017, we did a merger where my entire agency moved from Southport on the Gold Coast and moved into the head office in Robina. So basically overnight, Localsearch went from probably, they probably don't mind me saying this, an old phone book or an old directory-based company into a, award-winning top digital marketing company straight away because of that merger. And then we had the tough challenge of trying to probably shake the image, I suppose, that some people still think is out there is that we're a directory-based company, but we're definitely far more than that. And we're definitely showing that now as we move into more metro areas.
Right.
When the going gets tough, advertising is a must. Thousands of potential customers make buying decisions every day based on advertising they've seen or heard on radio and television. Are you losing sales because potential customers don't know what you offer? Get your business, product or service in front of thousands of potential customers with a joint advertising package on Power FM and PTV Channel O. Capture a multimedia audience with our affordable radio, TV media advertising package. Stay ahead of the pack by contacting Barry on 0431 390 920 or email feedback@ptvchannelo.com or Jeff at powerfmtoowoomba@gmail.com.
Power FM is total entertainment. From the morning drive with Fiona and Jeff to the drive home with Jeff Black. On the weekends, catch the Crazy Kevin Show, Dennis Mitchell's Breakfast with the Beatles, the Semi-Pro Sports Show, and Racing Nation with James O'Shea, plus the music you grew up with. Keep your radio dial locked on Toowoomba's Power FM, celebrating 10 years. You'll find us at 88.0 on the FM dial or online at www.powerfmradio.com.au.
Digital marketing at A1 Supercheap Tyres is paramount. With having Localsearch on board, they're definitely a part of our business. They are like having a marketing team of your own. It's by far the most important thing to this business and surviving and growing.
The 2020 Murdoch Lawyers Darling Downs Bush Bash League gets underway September 13, and this Friday will see this year's teams finalised with the player draft. PTV Channel O and Power FM will be streaming live from Clifford Park, so if you can't make it in person, we've got you covered. The 2020 Murdoch Lawyers DDBBL on Power FM and PTV Channel O is brought to you by Localsearch for all your digital solutions. Streamed live on ptvchannelo.com and powerfmradio.com.au/special events.
Now, I see that you, when you left school, you were working in an industry importing cars from Japan. Tell me about that.
Was. I've always had a fascination for cars. I've got more cars at my house than my wife probably knows about. And yeah, there's a couple in the garage here at the office too. But look,
Well, she knows about it now.
Yeah, she often asks us, isn't in the office. Look, it was a huge passion of mine, and obviously passion is why we do stuff that we do, right? So for me, I didn't want to go and study. My friends were heading off to uni. I really wanted to follow my dream of cars, and I loved cars, and I loved motorsport and that sort of thing. So naturally, at that age, with the brain that I had, I put all my efforts into looking for a company that specialised in importing cars out of Japan, which is very common in New Zealand. Most, they don't have their own automotive trade like Australia used to. And we used to import cars out of Japan and tidy them up and make them look good and shine them up and get them complied for New Zealand standards and sell them. And definitely something I love doing. It's definitely very rewarding when you end up with a dirty old car from Japan and, a few weeks later it's on the yard sparkling. So that was my first sort of passion and love. And I suppose, if you're not doing what if you're not working in a job, I think that you're passionate about, and you're probably wasting your time, I think.
Yes, true. I see that, talking about cars, I see that your first job when you left school was as a fish and chip delivery driver in a 1978 Datsun 180B.
That is correct. I love that car.
Right.
Didn't last very long.
It didn't last very long?
No, I used to smoke. I used to go to the fuel station and tell them to fill up the oil and check the petrol. I used to burn a bit of oil, but I used to shoot around my hometown at night after school and deliver fish and chips. There was no real fast food deliveries or Uber Eats or anything back then. They used to bring up, and we'd take the orders on the telephone, write them down, and I'd shoot them around town and deliver them. I used to love it.
Right.
I love that.
Now, tell me, what do you do to relax? What's your hobby or whatever?
What I do to relax, I do like to play golf. I think even a bad day's golf is better than probably a day stuck in the office dealing with issues. So golf's one of them, but I do have a pretty new 8-month-old daughter, so she's keeping me very busy at the moment, and golf's kind of taken a bit of a backward step.
What's her name?
Her name's Sienna Jane.
Okay.
Still born in November, so yeah, pretty stoked with her, and she keeps coming up with new tricks every couple of weeks, which any parent out there would get. So that's kind of kept my hands full at the moment.
Right. Okay. Yes. Not that I would consider that necessarily to be something that you do to relax, but yes.
Oh yeah. No, probably not. But what else do I do to relax? Well, I used to, go out and enjoy a nice meal, but now I take Sienna. She seems to scream when everyone looks at us at the restaurant. So
Right.
I don't know. I know it seems weird, but the industry we're in, digital marketing, I just seem to love reading blogs about it. I just seem to,
Right.
I know it doesn't seem relaxing, but I just read about, what's happening in the US. I think they're well ahead of where we are currently with finding local, when it gets to those big metro areas, they're definitely defining that very well. And I just love to read and see what's going on and how they deal with challenges and how they automate, how they're using all these new platforms like voice recognition and AI and all that cool stuff. So I know it sounds really boring, but my wife's always like, get off your phone, because I'm sitting there reading all these blogs about everything that's going on. Because if you're asleep in this game for any longer than a week, you're a couple of weeks behind. It really is moving that fast.
Yeah. Yes, it does, doesn't it? Yes. Now, let's just turn for a moment to the Darling Downs Bush Bash. Tell me how you became involved with that.
So one of our local consultants out there, Jeff, was fairly passionate about the event. And, we've got about 65 consultants that live in local areas and mostly regional based. And we always tell them if they've got, good ideas about events to come to us. And and quite heavily involved with the marketing here at Local Search, and it actually got discussed. It got discussed in a marketing meeting, and I actually first of all just said no, we're not interested. And to Jeff's credit, actually, he actually came back. Just because I think I was probably just the mood I was in at the time. But we've had a lot going on. We've had Corona impact us like any other business, and
yes,
and Jeff actually come back with some really good bullet points around why we should be involved, and they just made sense. They made sense for us to support the community. They made sense commercially. An event like that is something that Local Search loves being part of. We do a lot of sports. We're very sports focused. Comes from a lot of the older directors that started this company, and we've been involved in a lot of junior sports and a lot of sports events over a lot of years. So it just fits with us and our core values. And
sure.
Jeff was quite within his rights to come back and push back on us. So good on him.
Yes, indeed. Well, we're certainly looking forward to being able to do some pretty spectacular things with you this year. We've already broadcast the captain's draft from Fitzy's here in Toowoomba. And this month we've got the players draft coming up, which again will be live thanks to Local Search.
The 2020 Murdoch Lawyers Darling Downs Bush Bash League gets underway September 13, and this Friday we'll see this year's teams finalised with the player draft. PTV Channel O and Power FM will be streaming live from Clifford Park, so if you can't make it in person, we've got you covered. The 2020 Murdoch Lawyers DDBBL on Power FM and PTV Channel O is brought to you by Local Search for all your digital solutions. Streamed live on ptvchannelo.com and powerfmradio.com.au/special events.
And as I mentioned in the opening of this, we will be broadcasting live each of the matches. So, and without a partner like Local Search, that just wouldn't be possible, because this is a pretty expensive business that I'm in television, and so we're always glad to have somebody like you on board.
Yeah, no, we're stoked to be a part of it, and just really looking to sitting down and watching it. Actually,
yes,
great.
Yes, it will be a nice break from coronavirus, won't it?
And we all need that. We definitely need that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, tell me, Adam, if there's a business out there watching this show that is maybe struggling with their marketing, maybe struggling to get their business noticed, and with coronavirus, we have more and more businesses that are going online now, and they should, but getting found is a real issue, because you can have the greatest website on earth, but if nobody can find you, it's a waste of money. Now, if somebody doesn't know how to go about marketing their site, doesn't understand SEO, how do they contact you at Local Search in order to get some help?
Yeah, well, they can ring us on our 1300 number, and even mention, if they mention the local event that's on, and then we can actually get Jeff or someone else that's local to come out and see them personally, or they could actually ring us direct, and we've got in-house consultants that can, we've morphed our own business during Corona, and we've now got Zoom conferencing and other platforms to be able to share screens and share your website and just run over everything. And those consultants be more than happy to run over the marketing and the challenges that people are having, especially during this Corona pandemic, because.
Now, they can get in touch with you on your website, I guess?
So our website address, Barry, is business.localsearch.com.au. And all the information on there about all the different products and services that we offer are on there, and they can also get in touch through that website if it's out of hours.
Yeah, right. So people are able to contact you by email?
Yeah, absolutely, Barry. If they want to contact us via email, just inquiries@localsearch.com.au. and that'll come straight through to our team.
And do you have a phone number there that people can contact you on?
Yep, they can get a hold of us on 1300 376 392.
Okay, that's terrific.
Growing up on farm, getting up early is just a natural thing for us to do with the long days we've got in front of us. When I was a kid, livestock just never really appealed to me. I was always looking for the tractor work, sit on the tractor and drive that and be involved with the machinery, and it clicked with me. It's where I felt comfortable. It's where my passion was. I started as a mobile mechanic. As we got busier, we moved into a workshop. It was a big leap of faith at the time. We tried door knocking, tried word of mouth. We were good at fixing cars, but not promoting our business. When it was mentioned to me on a phone call from a friend, I didn't know what Localsearch was. Not until Troy came around and explained, made things clear, understood. There was never a push to do anything. We signed up with Localsearch, we got things going.
We found that we were getting people calling in to book in who had never heard of us previously, but that actually found us through our advertising.
So we've gone from looking for work to now looking for workers.
I went back to nursing after we had the children, in part to financially help the business, but we've come such a long way that I'm actually working full-time in the business now.
Localsearch has helped us go digital, so they've built us a custom website, and now we're ranking high on Google. It's great. We've purchased a block of land. We're going to build our own custom workshop to help sustain our work. Everything we're trying to achieve, it comes back to the family. The kids may grow up and not want to be nurses or mechanics. Whatever they choose to be, we just want to give them the best start.
Adam Boote, thank you very much for your time on the show today. We will look forward to talking to you again perhaps sometime about some other issues. Probably ought to get you on as a guest on Switched on IT at some time. And we'll look forward also to seeing you at the Darling Downs Bush Bash.
Yeah, look forward to it. Thanks for having me on.
Okay, that's terrific. Thank you very much, and we'll catch you again sometime in the future. I've been talking to Adam Boote from Localsearch. Localsearch is a local company, Australian company. They're on the Gold Coast, and they can help you with your digital marketing. Now, the details for contacting Localsearch have been on the screen for you. If you missed anything in this show, don't forget that this will be available on video on demand later on. Go back and you can review it and you can see anything that you want to see there. Also, don't forget that you can contact us at feedback@ptvchannelo.com. You can also send us a message on our contact page on the website. And we would love you to go and contact us. We're on Facebook and Instagram, and here are the details of all of the social media that you can follow us on. Make sure you like us and follow us, and we will see you again next week.